Hey there, YouTube land. Today I'm going to talk about the pros and cons about using vintage fishing reels. Yeah, let's get started. The first pro of using vintage gear is its durability. For instance, for an example, I'm going to use my 1955 300 Mitchell 300. These Mitchell reels are very durable. They can take a lot of beating and keep going, and they're just an overall excellent reel. And also, the old Zebcos are very good. Old Daiwa reels are also very good. Those are the three main ones that I use. They're a lot more durable than most of your modern reels are. That's one of the main pros to it. Another one is ease of maintenance. Many modern reels are kind of complicated to work on unless maybe you're a professional reel repair person. Whereas many of the old ones are very easy for an average person like you or me to work on. There's not really much to many of these vintage reels, and that's probably one of the reasons that they last so long, because due to their simplicity, there's a lot less things that can go wrong with them. So there's another one. So one of the cons about it is sometimes for certain older reels, it can be very difficult to find spare parts in case you need to replace a part. This is especially prevalent with the older Zebco and Daiwa reels. Not nearly so much with the Mitchell reels. I had to fix my old Zebco 606, which is behind me. It's the black one next to the old Daiwa, because the gears had gone bad, and I ended up buying a parts reel. Thankfully, I was able to find one, but that's just one example of it. Another one is, you guys remember this, my 404, and how I originally had this handle. I used this in the meantime because I had been searching for the original handle for it to make it look good. I also had to find a parts reel to get that, and also, it'd probably be good to have some spare parts for this, because they're not always the easiest thing to find. I guess that's one of the main cons with it, is parts availability, whereas some modern reels do tend to have a better parts availability, but many don't, like especially your lower end ones. Many of the vintage reels, they may not have the high speed gear ratio and high number of ball bearings that some of the modern reels have, but that's more of like a personal preference for people. I mean, I don't care about that. Don't really need the bearings in the old reels. They work just fine without them. Some old reels do have bearings, usually not very many, typically 1 to 3 on average. Like my Daiwa 7450 HRL, which, those of you who have been on my channel have watched my video about that. That has one ball bearing in the rotor, so it's a little bit of a higher speed reel than, say, a Mitchell 300. But again, not a necessity, but that is one thing that some people may not like about the older reels, but again, it comes down to personal preference. So I guess back to some pros. Another one is price point. Uh, if you look online, sometimes some of the older reels can be about the same price as some of the high-end modern reels, but many of them you can find, like especially old Daiwa reels, you can find for about the same price as the lower end modern reels. But the good thing about the older ones is, like I say, they're very durable, and most of the time they're very easy to work on. Uh, so you don't and also, um, if you don't want to shop online, I would recommend visiting flea markets, tag sales, garage sales, yard sales, estate sales, things like that. Like my Zebco 606, I got that at a flea market in Florida, along with an old 202 and a older 33. Uh, you know, or maybe try to find someone that's cleaning out the house, and sometimes you'll get them for free if they just want to get rid of them. Like as I explained, this 404 came in a box that one of my stepfather's co-workers was getting rid of, as did my Daiwa 130X. It's up there, and my Daiwa 7450 HRL. He was getting rid of these, and these came to me free. They didn't cost me anything, just a little bit of repair work, and that was it. So, sometimes you can find these for very reasonable prices, and if you do, that's good, because you won't pay much, but you'll have a very good reel that will last you a very long time. So that's another pro about it. Now, why do I mainly use the vintage reels? Well, one, I like them very much. They're very cool. Two, again, mainly durability and ease of maintenance. And as you can see, many of those reels I've paired up with older rods, just because it seems kind of appropriate that if I'm going to use an old reel, I might as well use it on an old rod. Like my 55 300 is on an old. Let me flip this over. See if you can see it a little better. Read it a little better. It's a Daiwa 212 spinning rod. It's 6 foot 4 inches long, so just under 6.5 feet long. Probably medium action, fiberglass. Most of the rods I have up there are fiberglass, because at the time that a lot of those reels are made, that was kind of the norm. They didn't really have the graphite rods like we have now. So there's another one. Another thing about it. I do catch a lot of fish on these vintage reels. I don't always film it because, I only have my phone as a camera, and actually I just got a new phone that I'm filming this on now, and I filmed my previous video on. It's my Samsung A12 phone. Very good phone. I like it. Maybe sometime I'll buy a tripod for this phone, and then I can take it with me and maybe film myself catching some fish. But until then, I kind of can only do brief shorts and videos like that. So, but maybe someday in the future I'll film some videos of myself catching fish, but we'll see how that goes. Anyway, thank you for watching, and if you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe.